when they say you will not have challenges, you must be challenged. Don't pray not to have problems, pray to be bigger than your problems. Are we together? Aha. I tell people one of the reasons why I'm not in a hurry to leave Nigeria is because there are so many problems here. I don't want to go to a country where all the problems have been solved. It means I cannot make it. We have many Nigerian brothers and sisters all over the world, in America, in the UK. When I travel, I see them. They are stranded in those communities. They are not contributing anything. They are slaves. They know that they are not the best of citizens. They know, as in they are slaving it out, really, to create a lifestyle. They can come here and come and fake to you with a few dollars. Are we together? I tell myself, where the problem is, that's where the solutions are possible, and that's where you can make fantastic income. Ladies and gentlemen, Vanderbilt does not exist in Nigeria yet. It may be in this room. Rockefeller does not exist in Nigeria yet. It may be in this room. JP Morgan does not exist in Nigeria yet. It may be in this room. Inventors, creators, people who will build Nigeria do not exist yet. As in, our lives are so parallel with 1865. That's 200 years ago. Are we together? Almost 200 years ago. So for me, I see possibilities, I see opportunities. Are we together? Yeah. So tomorrow, 9 a.m., please, if you want to make it, let's make it. But let's talk about success formula. Say with me, success formula. If I told you that there was a formula that if you followed diligently, you will get success as a result, whatever venture in this life you want to be involved in, will you not be excited to hear about it? Now, the truth is, there is a formula like that. And the question you ask yourself is, how come people are not successful? Because they don't follow it. Are we together? Now, I'm going to share this formula with you. I've shared this a few times in a few places. There's a book called Success Formula. It's available in an electronic copy. I'll ask that you get a copy of it. Probably charge you. Maybe we'll organize to print it out here just before we leave. Something that you should read from time to time. There's a formula for success. People don't succeed in life not because there's no formula for succeeding, because people don't follow it. My hope today is that you will hear it and you will follow it. Are we together? Now, I tell people, whenever you are struggling with a key to open a door, what is likely to be happening? It's the wrong key. The right key doesn't struggle to open the door. Except something is wrong with the door. Maybe the door has congealed. It hasn't been opened in years. But if it's the right key, it's with ease that he opens the door. So usually, if you find the right formula, if you don't find the right formula, you will struggle. You will struggle, you will bend, you will jump, you will bang. And then say, excuse me, please try this one. And then you try that one, you open it, you open once. Are we together? I think once the right key, you will open the door. Now, this formula that is here, I know there are people here who don't like mathematics. You don't need to know mathematics. But this is a formula I need you to memorize. Are we together? It says S equals to D into bracket open I plus A plus P bracket closed plus B. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the success formula. I can stop now, can't I? Can I stop now? Why can't I stop? I need to explain what these numbers mean, what the letters mean. Yes? I should open the bracket. I should solve the equation. The equation is already solved. Are we together? I should collect like this. I like Jos. I know the university in Jos. There must be many schools here. People like school. Now follow me on this journey. Listen, it will take me a few minutes to settle this in. If you can grasp this, then we have the basic formula to run with for the next 4 days. Please, I'd like you to pay attention. S stands for what? Please put your hands together for yourselves. S stands for success. Now, I'm going to tell you what each of the parameters stand for, and then I'll go ahead and define them. Is that fine? Yes. I'll tell you what it stands for, and then I'll go ahead and explain them and explain how they work. D stands for desire. Desire. You can write that down. D stands for desire. I stands for what? I stands for information. Information. A stands for action. A stands for action. P stands for persistence. persistence. And B stands for what? B stands for what? Huh? Oh, B stands for believe. Now let's say it together. D stands for what? Believe. D stands for what? Desire. I stands for what? A stands for what? Action. B stands for persistence. And B stands for what? Believe. Now let me show you how this equation comes together to ensure that anybody who follows this process will succeed. I'm not telling you what you use to succeed in this business. You will succeed in any business that you want to do. Any venture, in marriage, in business, in ministry, in anything you want to do, understand this. Success is guaranteed. So follow me in this journey. What does desire mean? It all starts with a desire, ladies and gentlemen. I tell people desire is the fuel in the car taking you to your dreams. Whatever you want, whatever you set out to succeed in this life, the first thing you need to have is a desire to succeed in. It's a desire. It's your desire that gives birth to your dream. It's your desire that makes you have a vision. Desire. The starting place of all greatness is desire. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter how much information you have, no matter how much application you apply, no matter what else you have, if the desire to succeed does not exist, you will not succeed. Let me show you something very brief, quickly. Follow me in this journey. I like to write. Let's imagine that my desire is to get to Bauchi. Are we together? Let's imagine that where I want to get to in life is a place called Bauchi. And where am I currently? Jos. How am I going to get to Bauchi? Follow me in this journey. Before I begin to go to Bauchi, I have a car that's going to take me to Bauchi. This is my car. Are we together? Before I begin this journey, what must I do to this car? I must spoil it. Where will this car stop? It will stop when my fuel finishes.
Yes, sir.
Are we together? If the desire that I have cannot fuel me to get to Bauchi, will I get there? Now, so desire is the starting point. Desire is what ensures that I am already ready for the journey I want to take. Ladies and gentlemen, many people are involved in this business where people are reduced to wealth, and they came on board without desire. They got involved because somebody told them about the product. There was no burning desire behind that. There was no burning desire manifesting as a dream. Because if you don't have any way of calibrating yourself against, it is not likely. It is not likely that you will achieve anything significant. Say with me, desire. Desire. Say with me, desire. Desire. You need to regularly fuel your desire. There needs to be a burning desire. You need to have a dream. Ladies and gentlemen, I usually tell people, when you see an elderly man wearing suit and tie, running frantically in the forest, it's one of two things. Either he is chasing something, or something is chasing him. Are we together? Now, desire is that force that keeps you running. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter how difficult this business is, I cannot quit it. When I came on board, I gave myself a 10-year goal. That there's a place I need to get to. There's what I need to see. Until I see it, until I get there, my energies will continue to burn, and I will continue to find what else must I do to continue. Say with me, desire. Desire. Now, once desire is settled, once desire bets a dream in your mind, I tell people your assignment is not to pray for the wind to blow in particular ways. The wind will blow the way it likes. Your assignment is to set your sails. Let your desire fuel you to choose a destination. And every wind that blows from then on will assist your onward journey. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not qualified to be lucky if you don't know where you are going. You are not even qualified for help except where you are going is clear. If I use this as an example, if you're traveling on the road and you get to a junction and you ask police officer, should I turn left or right? What will he ask you? Where are you going? If you say, I don't know, what will he say? Back. Inner light. Let's go to the station. Because if you don't know where you are going, you are almost qualified for jail. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my burning desire is what crafts my dream, my vision. I'm like, no, I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be average. I want to be exceptional. I have a dream to be financially free. I have a dream to leave a legacy. I want to be able to impact lives. I want to be able to affect people positively. What's your dream? Desire is the starting point. And once the desire is there, what next must I do? I need to seek out and find information. And once I seek out and find information, I need to do what? Follow the system. Say with me, follow the system. Ladies and gentlemen, if I want to achieve something in this world, is it not simple enough to find somebody who has done it before? I'll give you my own personal story. I went to meet one of my mentors. One of my mentors is into agri business. He has a poultry. I saw him live grow his poultry from somebody who had less than 100 naira to somebody who controls a poultry that is worth 3 billion. I went together, I'm not joking, it's in Nigeria here. I traveled to America with him recently and he said to me, Deolu, I can't leave Nigeria because there's nowhere in the world I can achieve something like this. Each cage that they used to house this chicken cost 20 million. Each cage, as in chicken house. And he has hundreds of them. And they are chicken there. As in, I went to check a few times and I'm like, And he said to me, Deolu, come. If you are willing to do this business, all you need to be willing to do is listen to me. Come with your initial capital as a proof of desire. Go together. I said to me, Deolu, I guarantee that in the next 7 years you will be a billionaire. I said, forget about it. You will be, I will guide you. We will go to the farm together. I will tell you what to put your chicken. You just listen to me. Get the information from me and follow the system. And I asked him, sir, but you started with 10 naira. How come you're asking me to bring so many millions to start? He said, he told me, he said, Deolu, when I started with 10 naira, that was all I had. He said, I know you have more than that. So except you are willing to commit this amount, I don't even believe you have desire. I need you to commit an amount that will make you leave Lagos and come here in the morning because this is where your life is. Now, it's all in there for me was saying, Deolu, if you can tell me that there's sufficient desire and fuel in your car for this journey, I'll guide you. Ladies and gentlemen, when you have a system you can follow and you've gathered information and you have a mentor, a coach, or somebody who can guide you in that process, failure is not having the information, failure is not following the system. Are we together? Yes, can you say to the person beside you, say, follow the system. Say, find the information and follow the system. Unfortunately, many people came to this business, some of them with desires, some of them without desires, but we are not following any system. What I want to show you, what you will learn, what the crux of this rally is about a system. It's about a system we have identified is already working. And we want to plug ourselves into say, you know what? For the next few months, years, let's not even be thinking about new ideas. Let's follow a system. Now, if I met somebody who invested in shares and made millions, all I need to do is what? Follow him. All I need to do is get guidance. Let me say jump, let me jump. Are we together? What we need to learn how to do is follow the system. Now, in my car that I'm driving to Bauchi, what does this mean that I need to do? I'll tell you. What it means I need to do is, before I move from Jos to Bauchi, I need to get what? A map. I need to get the information that gives me an idea of how do I get there. Are we together? What's the best map I can have? The best map I can have is somebody sitting by my side who has been to Bauchi many times. Are we together? In fact, it's even exciting if the guy is willing to drive. Are we together? I sit beside him and say, yeah, please, take me to Bauchi. Inside that person is a map, his clarity, his experience, his history. It's called OPE, other people's experience. Someone said experience is a costly teacher, even though it's the best teacher. But a fool will learn from only his own experience. You have to learn from the experience of others. OPE. So once I fuel this car, I get a guide, either as a map or as a person who is able to guide me through the process, who is able to take me on that journey. Please say with me again, seek for information. You want to do that? Seek for. I get a guide who stays at my side. What else do I need to do next? Will I get to Bauchi? I have a guide, my car is fueled, and I'm inside the car, and the guide is by my side. Will I get to Bauchi?
No.
What do I need to do? What do I need to do? I need to power it up. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to start. And starting is a first in a series of action. Are we together? Starting is a first in a series of activity that is classified as action. Somebody once said, beginning is half done. Are we together? I was a physics student. They taught us that the coefficient of static friction is always higher than the coefficient of kinetic friction. Do I have a witness in the house?
Yes.
It's as if I'm speaking jargon to somebody else. But what it means simply is that the force required to start is the greatest force. Once you start, the force required to keep a body in motion is less. Are we together? That the force that holds you bound to start, to make the initial progress, is the biggest force holding people back. Once you are fueled, once there's guidance, so you get guidance. It's good if you can get the physical guidance of a human being who is supporting you. If you can't, get their books, read their books, get their manual, follow the process. But once you do that, you need to do what? Start. And once you start, what does it mean you are doing? It means you're taking action. Apply the information when? I can't hear you. Immediately. Once you get rid of this information, that's what they call the law of diminishing intent. That your intention will diminish with time if you don't take action now. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The next best time is when? Now. Whenever you have information, I tell people, whenever you have any information, and that's, let me tell you the secret of my own progress. I don't waste time. I don't believe in wasting time. What I don't want to do is what I don't do. What I want to do, I do it. Somebody came to meet me one time and said, Deolu, I want us to work together. I've seen that you have execution. That the gestation period of ideas in your mind is a few weeks. I see something, I believe in it, I'm going to do it. I'm married for 10 years now. Okay, I'm a young person. I'm married for 10 years. But I didn't ask my wife out 10 years ago. I asked my wife out 7 years before 10 years ago. To say, look, I want to marry you in 7 years' time. I've made up my mind what I want to do. I understand what I want to do. I'm too young to marry you now, but in 7 years' time I'll be ready. I just said you should know. So that you can start working towards it. Once you have information, apply it immediately. Knowledge without action is equivalent to no knowledge at all. Look at the person beside you, say, take action. Or tell the person, take immediate action. So that A there is what? Action. Apply. And what happens here? Start the car and do what? Keep moving. Start moving. Take action. Put it in gear. And move. And once you do that, will you get to Bauchi? I can't hear you. You will get to Bauchi on only one condition. As long as you do what? As long as you never give up. Winston Churchill went to a particular school one day. They invited him to come and speak in the school. And he was late for 1 hour. But because he was the Prime Minister of London, and people like he was past Prime Minister, he was a very valuable person, they really wanted to listen to him. It was a honor for them to graduate, having him speak at their graduation ceremony. So they waited. And when he came, everybody sat down tight, waiting for him to give his speech that is going to rouse them into lifelong action and success. You know what Mr. Churchill did? Mr. Churchill stood in front of the audience, looked at all of them, glanced through their eyes, looked at all of them, and read the most memorable speech of all times. His speech, I'm going to repeat it. I have a few speeches in my head. His speech is one speech I've memorized. His speech was, he looked at them and said, never give up. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a very short speech. 4 words total. But guess what? Every time that graduating class had a problem and they remember that speech, what are you likely to do? Never, never, never give up. I tell people we operate a very interesting business where it is impossible to fail. It's only possible to quit. The people who fail in this business, it's not because they couldn't have succeeded, it's because they quitted. Let me announce to you, I have people who joined this business before me that have not made $1 because they quit before the game started. I have people who joined this business after me, a day after, 2 days after, whose names are wiped out in the history of it. Because the sure way to fail in life is to give up. Can you look at the person beside you and tell the person, never give up? Never give up. I can have fuel in my car. I can have a guide by my side. I can start the engine and start moving to Bauchi. Are we together? And stop on the way. And say, it's not working. I'm not getting to Bauchi. This car is not working. Ladies and gentlemen, what is not working is persistence. Whatever it is I want in this life, I must be willing to give and give and give and never give up. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell people, I learned this by practice. I left paid employment 2006. I was the youngest manager in the office I was working. And I was well paid. I watched my salary multiply by 10 from my first job in 6 years. I was working in a company where I could travel to any country in the world I wanted to go to. It was going to be free of charge. My first experience with the company was to go on training in the UK for a few days. It was a good job. I left it for one reason. I left it because I plotted the graph of my future, and I saw that the longer I stayed, the more impossible it will be for me to go. So I told myself, let me get out when I'm winning, so that I can know that my life is at the rock bottom. I asked myself a few questions. I asked myself, I already have a child. 2006, my daughter was 2 years old. My son was not yet conceived. So I said I told myself, what's the worst that can happen? I said the worst that can happen in this business is that I will fail in doing business. If I fail, what's my action plan? This was before I resigned. My action plan is I will send my wife and my child to where I grew up. Where I grew up, I had a farm. I planted yam, I planted maize, I harvested it. I understand the farm. I know for a fact that they will not go hungry. So I will solve their hunger problem and I will look for friends to bunk with. I have a few friends. I've done good things for people before. In university, I was teaching them how to pass. I have people that owe me. They owe me a little bit. I will bunk with one of them. Follow me. This was my plan. I will try again for 2 more years. I'll be visiting my family once in a while. If I try again for 2 more years and it doesn't work, I will join them where I grew up. Together we will have a farm, we'll start building our lives from there, and once I get a break, I will come back again to Lagos to come and try again. I will keep on trying until I'm 70. Now, I left understanding that reality to say, if I'm not going to die here, I will succeed. Now, I entered with a zeal to say, no. If I wait longer, my salary will go to 2 million naira per month. Then my children will grow in number. Then the people who are depending on me will grow in number. Then if I want to resign, I will now begin to think of my village. I said, no, I need to quit it while I'm ahead. I quitted it. It hasn't been bad. But let me tell you, it has been rough. I've had rough times. Are we together? Rough times are normal times. They must happen. I've had times in my life when I had 9 other people working with me, and in the entire month, we were able to make 40,000 naira. So we sat down together in the management meeting. I said, how are we going to share this money? It's Christmas. Christmas is around the corner. Okay, you are coming from very far. Take 16,000. You are staying in my house. We'll deal with ourselves together. And to work it out. And let me tell you, what makes people succeed is not tough times or the absence of it. It's the willingness and the energy to say, I will continue until I succeed. I've had times when, let me tell you about this time. There was a time when it was so bad, I asked myself, I think it's time to get another job. Are we together? So, out of my confusion, in the height of my confusion, I went to one of my mentors, which I said, get information, get guided. Many of us are roaming around the streets of Jos without guidance. There's nobody that helps us balance our thoughts. We are not safe. I called one of my mentors and I said, can I come to your house? I want to come and sleep over. He said, Deolu, come. So I went to his house. I said, it's a very serious issue I want to discuss. He said, what's the issue? He said, I've gotten to that point in my business where I am considering getting a job. He smiled. He said, what happened? I said, it's rough. It's rough, it's bad. And I'm asking myself, can I continue to do this? And he smiled. And you know what he told me? He said, do you know what you are going through? I have gone through it before. I said, okay, so tell me about it. What did you do? He said, do you know when I started the business and it wasn't working, I stopped the business and I went back to the same company I was working with before. I said, correct. I said, well, if I go back to the company, will people not look at me and say that I've sold out? Do you understand? He said, well, they don't say I've sold out. He said, Deolu, which one do you care about? Do you care about what people say about you or about being able to eat? I said, I care about being able to eat first. He said, so what's with what people say? Make up your mind. It's not working for you, it's not working for you. Go and do something that is working for you. I said, okay. He said, tell me about your whole story. He said, well, I resigned for 2 years. After 2 years, I went back to the same company. And they took me. And before I could ever be bold enough to resign again, I spent 10 more years. He said, well, now I'm coming to business and I'm successful. I said, so what happened? Why didn't you succeed the first time? He said, this thing about doing business is like wine. I said, how do you mean? I don't drink wine. He said, wine matures with time. I said to me, maybe you are not matured enough for business yet. So if you want to quit, feel free, quit. And then when you are ready, come back. And then you can do business again. Everything is clear. And then you can do business again. So we had that discussion and I went to bed to sleep. I couldn't sleep. Very early the next morning I called him again. I said, I'm thinking something. I said, this is what I'm thinking. It's fine. I said, this is what I'm thinking. He said, what are you thinking? I said, I'm thinking that I don't want to resign. I don't want to get a job again. At that time, I already got 2 jobs. One was offering to pay me double what they were paying me before, and that was offering to pay me 5 times what I'd ever earned. 5 times. And when they told me, when they asked me what do you want to earn, I said, make me an offer. They said, no, tell us what you want to earn. I gave them a number. I was joking. They said, is that what you want to earn? I said, yes. I said, okay, no problem. I was afraid. So the next morning I called him, I said, I've made up my mind, I don't want to get a job again. And he said, why? He said, I thought about it yesterday night, and I made up my mind that for as long as I have a choice, I will never succeed. That for as long as I gave myself another option, I won't succeed. That I must die here. And if I'm almost dying, that is not me that will say I want to leave. You are going to come and carry me. And say, young man, don't kill yourself. There's only available. He smiled. He said, I didn't want to tell you yesterday because you wanted to go and get a job. He said, every time you come and ask me, how is business? What do I tell you? He said, every time I've asked you how is business, you always tell me, you have not found another one. He said, what do you have tried to say? He said, what I've been trying to tell you all the while is that doing business is a choice. To that choice, you stick to that choice. He said, I always tell you I've not found another one. Do you think it's because I'm not looking? He said, because I've made up my mind, I'm going to succeed with chicken. And that's what I'm succeeding with. Now that you said you are not good, you've made up your mind, it makes sense for you to keep at it. And keep at it until you succeed. It didn't take 1 year after that almost mistake of getting a job that things began to happen positively for me. I tell people always quit just 1 hour ahead of when their breakthrough is supposed to happen. Never, what? Now I share with people, after you make up your mind to keep going, what keeps you going really? What keeps you going is belief. Say with me, believe. that where you are going is Bauchi. Believe that if you continue, you will get to Bauchi. You know what can happen in this journey? I can drive for 2 hours and suddenly stop. I say, guy, are you sure we're going to Bauchi? Say, no, it's Bauchi. Say, guy, no. According to what they told me before, 1 hour we should get to Bauchi. This journey has taken 3 hours. And we're still on the road. There's something wrong with where we're going. I don't believe that we're going to Bauchi. I can stop this journey because I don't believe. Say with me, believe. Believe. Look at the person and say, believe. Believe. Tell the person beside you, believe. Believe. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the system and this is the formula. It doesn't matter what you want to plug this formula into. If you plug it in well, you will succeed. Marriage, find somebody, find a couple that is successful in their marriage. Ask for information. Business, find somebody in the line of business who's successful in that business. Find information and follow the system. Apply it. Don't quit and believe. Ministry, find a pastor, find somebody you want to be like, an imam, and follow. In anything you want, academics, find somebody who is succeeding and follow. In anything you want to do in this life, anything at all, there are people who have done something that looks like it and you can get information from and follow. Can you say with me, follow? Oh, I can't hear you. Say follow. Follow. Now, in the next few days, we're going to be dissecting this book because it's a system that we have come to see make sense. This guy was able to, with a team of 4 people, say with me 4. In a period of time, he was able to build a network of over 1.5 million people following this simple system. Some of us in this room have had the opportunity of having lunch with him. We've had the opportunity of having dinner with him. I wish I wrote the book, I didn't. It was written by, I need to kill this thing. Thank you very much. Before it causes somebody problems. Good. Thank you. We're partners. I desired it to execute it. Wrote this book. I got this book 3 years ago. I read it 3 years ago. I didn't understand it. I thought I understood it, but I didn't. But looking at this business over the last few years, we sat down together in the Lagos Rally with this book as our manual, and we realized we have neglected a very exciting system that would have radically transformed people's lives and changed their lives forever. I'm not going to pretend like a genius to you. So many times you will see me when I come up here reading from inside the book. Because really, it's really that simple. That if we commit ourselves to this process, I can bet you that you will find radical transformation in your business. If you decide to work with your leaders who are also engaging themselves to play the role that the system defines that they should play, you will find radical transformations in your business. Somebody came to me in Port Harcourt to thank me. He said, CM, I want to thank you. I said, why are you thanking me? He said, this is the cleanest Monday I've ever experienced. I'm talking about Monday, this Monday. He said, this is the cleanest Monday I've ever experienced in this business. I've been there for 2.5 years. It has never been this clean. Now, I don't promise you that it will happen overnight. Far from it. But if the desire exists, and that's your own jurisdiction, if the desire exists, if the dream is real, and you are willing to commit to follow a system, take immediate action, persist, and believe, amazing things are going to happen for you in this business. Now, why am I in Jos? I'm in Jos because I believe in Jos. Period. I believe that if you understand this, Abuja is there. I'm not going to Abuja. I'm sending people to Abuja. Ghana, somebody called me from this morning and said, Ghana, something is happening in Ghana. Ghana wants to explode. I said, let them explode. The person I spoke with in Ghana, I told the person, I said, come and stay in Lagos for 4 days. You can come and stay in my house. When you leave my house in 4 days, when you get back to Ghana, you will set Ghana on fire. But I'm not asking you to come. I'm moving here. I'm coming here for 4 days to do what I'm asking somebody from another country to come and do in Nigeria. Now, If the desire exists in your heart, the car is set. Guidance is available via a system, and we have a system of uplines that also will make sure that you are following the system. Immediate action is possible if you are willing to persist and believe. You can experience amazing things. How many people watch football here? You watch football, can I see your hand? You follow one of the clubs. Good. You know how much Ronaldo is earning? Listen to me. In this industry, it's free information available online. There are people in this industry who earn $1.2 million per month. It's not a joke. There are people who earn 1.1, who earn 1 million, 1 million, who earn 750, 650. It wasn't overnight. It's by building, following a system similar to what we're following. You can achieve phenomenal things. I don't even need to earn that much to know. Let me share this with you. It's something that is in the book as well. I tell people, if you put $1 million in the bank as fixed deposit, how much will they pay you per month? The average bank today will pay you something about 8%, 7%. Bank. How much? Per year, yes. How many percent? 7%. When you subtract VAT, come. Let's assume 7%. What's 7% of 1 million? 70,000. Let's remove 7,000 as VAT. Comes to what? 63,000. Let's divide it by 12. Comes to how much? 5,060. Are we together? Let's assume that is 5,200. Are we together? Let's put it in dollars. It's somewhere between $30 and $40. Let's assume it's $35. Are we together? Now, what does that mean? Listen up. It means if I'm able to follow the system and build a business that allows me to earn $35 per month, I am equivalent to somebody who puts 1 million naira in fixed deposit. Are we together? Yes. If I'm able to ensure that my income grows to $350 per month, which is still ridiculously small, I'm equivalent to somebody who has 10 million naira in fixed deposit. Are we together? Yes. Let me add an extra zero. I built my business to a point where I'm earning $3,500 per month. I'm equivalent to somebody who has how much in fixed deposit? 100 million. Let me take it home a little further. Are there houses available for rent in Jos where you pay the equivalent of 3,500, which is about 580,000 naira per annum as rent? Are there houses like that? You pay 580,000 naira per annum. How big are those houses? And the area. What area? Rayfield. How many bedrooms? 4 bedroom. 580K per month, per annum. How much? 4 bedrooms, I mean? About 7,000. How much will it cost me to buy those houses if I want to buy the houses? How much? Yeah? 80 million? 18? How much? Okay, let's say 25 million. 25 million. Now, imagine, listen, if I'm going to be earning 580,000 naira per annum, if I want to be earning 580,000 naira per month, I need to have 12 of those houses. Are we together? How much is 12 of those houses? That's 300 million. I need an investment of 300 million to be able to generate $3,500 per month. Ladies and gentlemen, in the next few days, we'll show you how you can build your business to ensure that is happening without your permission. It's not going to happen overnight, it's going to happen by following a system. By taking application, by taking action immediately, and growing your organization. So in the next 4 days, I'd like you to pay attention. These meetings are for members. It's a members training. But if you invite your friends as prospects, it's fine. They can come and hear. And come and see the culture of how we're doing our business. Are there prospects here? They're not in the business. Somebody invited you, can raise your hand. Okay? It's fine. You're welcome. If you can make it, you can come again. Now, let me do an experiment. And let's be sincere with ourselves. I have not told you anything about Avenues to Wealth. Yes? Yes. Have I? No. If you are here, you're a guest, and you are interested, can I see your hand? You are interested in Abeli's words. I've not shared it yet, but you are interested. Let me see your hand. You can look back and look at their hands. Do you understand? I've not told them about the business. I will share it with you. Before we close today, I will share the opportunity with you. But what I'm saying is, by going via this approach, which will go, you will realize that people will come on board this business because they know there's guidance, there's training, there's support in the business. The entire process of explaining the business opportunity can be done in less than 20 minutes. I'll show you as well before we finish today. This session is from 10 to 2. So 20 minutes to 2. Please call for me. I'll come and summarize. Okay, but today we're going to be sharing a system that works. It's a system that is working everywhere else we have gone to. It will work in just as well. But I need you to pay attention and understand it. Are we together? Yes, sir. Are we together? Yes, sir. Good. So now that you understand the success formula, we know that here, what we want to do is gather information and have a system. Where's Messiah? Okay? So Messiah is going to help us start this ship off. It's called napkin presentations. Let me encourage you. I said to them in Bayelsa. Let me just quickly define a few protocols. In this business, we have decided that this is our manual. This is the system we're following. That means if you want to do this business, you need to have a copy. Now, you don't need just a copy, you need more than a copy. You know why? I'll tell you. One of the key things that is taught in this book says, before I share this opportunity with anybody, this opportunity called Avenue to Wealth is like a car. It's like a Lamborghini. Before I give anybody the key to my Lamborghini, I need to establish that I can drive. Are we together? Is there anybody here who is willing to give the key to their expensive car to a rookie? No. You want to establish that he can drive before you give him the key. Yes or yes? Yes. Now, the model says, before I speak to anybody about the opportunity, I need to loan him a book and get him to read the first 4 chapters before we talk. The first 4 chapters, which is very brief, it's like 20-something pages, will help him know how to drive. So that once he knows how to drive, he comes for a meeting, I can now share with him my key. Are we together? Yes, sir. Now, if I'm going to be doing that, I need a number of copies for myself to the intent which I want to grow my team. What exactly also is changing in sponsorship protocol? Let me quickly just share that with you briefly before I invite Messiah to come and continue. In this business now, we have realized that the most important thing is training, is development. And not just theoretical training. This business is a business school. I tell people, what got many of us, let me show something very interesting to you. What got many of us to the place where we are in life share something very quickly with you and then kick this off. Are you familiar with this quadrant? Yes. You must be familiar. Yeah. This is what? This is what? This is what? This is what? This is the left side and this is the what? Right side. On the left side you have what? No work. On the right side you have what? No work. Yes, pay. On this side you have what? Security. On this side you have what? Freedom. On this side you have 90% of the world. Yes. Sharing 10% of the resources. Yes. On this side you have 10% of the world. Sharing 1% of the resources. 90%. Where do you want to be? Left or right? Right. I cannot hear you. Right. Good. But where are you? Somebody said in the middle. Look at your neighbor and say, don't deceive yourself. Ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you unequivocally that if 90% of the world are here, 99% of this room is here. Now, follow me. How come we are here? I'll tell you why we are here. We are here because all the 18 years of education you and I have had until now has taught us how to be here. We went to school with one overriding passion to study well, get good grades, so that we can do what? So that we can become the lowest scum of the earth. Follow me. While we are here, we listen to people tell us you need to become independent, you need to become self-employed, you need to get your own company, start your own business. And a few of us decide to get out of the rat race, and instead of crossing over to the other side, we cross over to this side. What are the characteristics of this side? On this side, time equals to money. On this side, time also equals to money. On this side, what is equal to money? I didn't hear you. People. There's a business owner. It's a business system. On this side, money equals money. I tell people, listen, anybody that deceives you that says you can put $1 million somewhere and you'll be earning enough to take care of yourself, it's just joking with you. After a while, they will make away with your money. The kind of money that you can retire on is not small money. It starts from 50, 100 million. I'm serious with you. Now, many of us find ourselves here because our education brings us here. You want to cross over to the right side, you need another education. Say with me, another education. Many of us think that the education we need to cross from here to here is a master's in business administration. So we go and enroll in a school where we are taught business by employees. Are we together? Yes, the person who is teaching you how to do business doesn't have a business. All he's doing is analyzing case study of other businesses. Who didn't have case study before they started their business? Are we together? Yes, if you want to cross over from here to here, you need a school. That school is a school of involvement. Say with me, school of involvement. In my own private journey of trying to move from here to here, I was doing different businesses and regularly, steadily losing money. I know what it feels like to lose 6 million. I know what it feels like to lose 25. I know what it feels like to lose more than that. Because I wanted to try, let me try. I realized you will blow. My father called me and said, Deolu, I'm retiring now. They've paid me my pension. What business can I do? I advised him. The business you should do is the one that you'll be happy to lose your money doing. And when your money is going, you'll still be happy. Because the first 3 years of any business, you will pay more money. You will spend on things you shouldn't spend on. You will be learning. You'll be getting the true master's degree. Between here and here is a school of involvement. This opportunity that you're about to hear about, provides you with an opportunity to transit from here to here with the lowest available cost. You won't learn by paying for privilege park and walking away. Anybody who pays school fees and walks away, when he comes back, he will not get a refund of his school fees. He will pay another one. In fact, he might need to do jam again if it's long. He's going to do another exam. So understand that in moving from here to here, you need a business system you can plug into that will culture you to begin to think like this. It's a thinking, it's a difference in paradigm. And that's what I want to do to help us navigate in the next few days. So I tell people this business, the sponsorship protocol, we realize that training is essential, it's a school. So if I get him on board on my team, I need to teach him how to sponsor people by sponsoring them on his behalf. Follow me. You will get what I'm saying clearly before we end. If I get him involved, I'm getting him involved because I am interested in his success. If I'm not interested in his success, I better not get him involved. If his success will annoy me, I must not share this opportunity with him. When I see him, I say, I want to come and join your business. I say, no, don't join. Go and join somebody else. I don't want you to succeed. At least I want you to succeed, not through me. Because the protocol changes from a protocol of I need to ensure that he's developed, that he understands. I need to teach him to sponsor. I also need to teach him how to teach. You will hear a lot of those going on in the course of a few weeks. Just pay attention. Get a copy of the book. When you're on break at home, read. I tell you, you don't own knowledge until you can teach it. So when you get home, gather your wife, if you have a wife. Gather your husband, if you have a husband. If you have a girlfriend, teach her. If you have a boyfriend, teach him. Because until you teach somebody else the things you are learning, it's not yours. Ownership begins when you teach. In school, while I was in school, I had the privilege and the blessing of having a scholarship every year and scoring good grades throughout. You know why? Not because I was a very intelligent student, but because they told me, they put me in charge of teaching my classmates some courses. And even when I didn't attend the class, I know that tonight I'm teaching it. So what does that make me do? I have to sit down. I cannot study like a student. I have to study like a lecturer. Are we together? They used to call me authority in my class. I used to teach like somebody who had authority. I will say to you, this course, we have learned it for the whole term. If you are willing to wait for me for 6 hours this night, I will teach you the whole course. If you are going to score F before you came to my class, by tomorrow morning, the worst you will get is a B. Just pay attention. That's how I used to teach. Just pay attention. I will show you why this course. Why? I will show you how. And I will give you physical examples you will never forget. Now, because I learned it to teach it, I learned chemical engineering, thermodynamics. I was doing electrical engineering. I had people come and meet me and say, look, Deolu, I have exam. Let me read this book so I can explain it to you. Something opens in your brain the moment you change your paradigm from student to teacher. Are we together? Yes, sir. So in this room tonight, this morning, change your paradigm and say, everything I'm learning, I will get somebody that I will teach before tomorrow. I'll get the book. Get the books. I don't know if there's enough book here in Jos to go around. Grab yours fast. There's not enough. It's 1,000 naira. Don't buy one, buy 10. Arm yourself. So if it has finished, you send for more from Lagos. No problem. We're here for 4 days. So please, I'd like you to let me put your hands together as I welcome up